Hello, good morning. Eddie here, marketing lecturer of Torrance University, Laureate University. I'm taking this opportunity to discuss the assessment 3 in more details. I understand that we've discussed this some time ago, and I think it is now the perfect time to discuss this again since we are, in the middle of the trimester. Okay. So this assessment is a group assessment, but I respect if you want to work on this assessment as an individual assessment, which is fine. Appreciate that. Is that doable? Yes, it is doable. Okay. Of course, you need to, there are pluses and minuses when it comes to working as a group or as an individual. Okay. If you work on it on individual basis, the big upside is basically you manage everything. Okay, so you don't depend on the other team members. Okay, the downside is the big downside is I guess you have more work to do, which I think still doable as long as you plan ahead. Okay, and you stick to your plan to submit in the when it is due. And as a group, you have the benefit of expanding your communication skills, convincing skills, work in a team, okay, and share the work with your friends, okay. And the big downside is, I guess, if you can't manage the conflict with your group members, then yeah, it is a big downside. So look, you also need to ensure that the other people in your team are motivated to deliver the tasks. Otherwise, you may have inactive members. Although I have mentioned that we expect equal contribution from the team, therefore I have put the peer rating sheet. Okay, all right. Now let's have a look at it. The assessment is actually. I hope you find you agree with me that the assessment is actually straightforward. Pretty much straightforward. Pretty much about the marketing strategy. I believe you've been writing a marketing plan, for instance. So I hope that you are familiar with it. Okay. The assessment is due in week 11. You need to write in the 3,500 words, plus minus 10%. Okay, and in terms of the specific due dates, I have uploaded that in week 1. This is the one that I posted in the announcement board in week 1. Okay, so your assessment 3 is due on Wednesday, 15th of August, Sydney time, and your presentation is due on 19th August, Sunday, 19th August, Sydney time. So this is where you upload your report. Okay, you upload your report to the assessment link. Okay, you upload your presentation link to the assessment link. Okay, all right. Now let's discuss that. Okay, I just want to come back to the assessment brief again. Here we are. Okay, so again, as we discussed before, that you need to act as a group of consultants working on the strategic marketing firm. So what it means is basically you are allowed to select any product for this business, for these investors, right? If the term investment bank is confusing, just assume this company represents a group of investors, right? So they are they're happy to invest in any industry, in any product or any brand that you recommend based on your plan. So they will do that. So they have a deep pocket, if you like, to make it happen. Okay. So so you need to do the pitching job basically. You need to pitch for the job basically. Okay. And this is how, let's look at the task. Okay, so we need to write a full marketing plan, and that consists of 4 things, 4 elements. I would suggest that instead of phases, probably elements. Okay, the first one is brand diagnosis. Marketing strategy. The third one is marketing plan. Look, this term is probably not that accurate because if you look at the content, what they mean is actually a marketing program. Okay, and last one is marketing metrics. So if you look at the entire things, okay, the entire tasks, all right, they actually represent one intact marketing plan. And I believe you've been writing marketing plans. Okay, you've been writing marketing plans in your course, right? At least your year 1 subject includes a marketing plan as well. Okay, now brand diagnosis is actually something like market situation analysis, if you like. Okay, but this one here is specified to that brand. Okay, so here before we discuss task by task, okay, I would recommend you to include all relevant tools and concepts. Okay, you can look at the market attractiveness analysis, for instance, for brand diagnosis. Okay, remember there are tools that we discussed before. You can look at 4 or 5 forces, for instance. You can look at the some other tools to review the attractiveness of the industry, okay, market potential analysis, and so on and so forth, okay, to help you detailing this, to help you detailing your analysis. So the tools that we've learned, the concepts that we've learned, please use them to help you detailing your analysis, okay? So this is basically the brand diagnosis is basically your situational analysis. Remember, when you write any strategy, when you write any plan, either sales plan, HR plan, marketing plan, or any plan that you write, any business plan you write, you need to do the diagnosis. Okay, you need to complete the market situation analysis or situational analysis. Okay, so here we are. We analyze that. So potentially you can also refer to these questions here. Who is the target market of this brand? Okay, you can also look at the brand health check. Some companies label it as brand health check to look at whether the brand is healthy or not, they are growing or not, they are losing market share or not, they are losing the leadership or not, the brand image is on right spot or not. Okay, so that's a kind of brand health check that you may want to also review. Okay. And the competition as well. So look at the competition. What are they doing? Who are the competitors? The first thing that you want to do in terms of competitor analysis is to review who the competitors are. You need to understand who they are before you understand what they offer for the customers. Okay, what have they done in the competition? Okay, so they are the things that you want to look at. Yeah. And then you look at your brand's marketing mix variables, either 4 Ps or 7 Ps. I'm assuming that you are familiar with these 4 Ps and 7 Ps because this subject is at higher level. So the 4 Ps, 7 Ps, I believe that you've been discussing those terms in your previous units. Okay. Now, if your 7 Ps are quite challenging, you can focus on the 4 Ps. The main point in here that you want to look at is whether they are consistent with the brand positioning. Okay, remember, brand positioning should be reflected by the marketing mix variables. Okay, brand positioning reflects the promise that the brand wants to deliver for the consumers. Right? It also reflects the elements that they will not deliver. Okay, because they promise one thing, that means they are not going to deliver the other thing. Okay, and that has to be delivered by the marketing mix variables. Right? So what's the best way to do this? Well, the best way to do this is you map them in the positioning or perceptual map. Okay, you put the diagram. You show the brand positioning, and you show their marketing mix variables, the brand's marketing mix variables. Whether they are aligned to the positioning or not. Okay, and the next one is the SWOT analysis of the brand. Now this one here is actually interesting in terms of SWOT analysis. If you look at the term SWOT, I believe you've been using this concept many times in your course, right? one of the things I'd like to highlight to you in terms of SWOT analysis is make sure that your strengths and weaknesses are related to the assets or resource of the organization because they are internal, right? What are the assets? What are the examples of assets? Well, they include the brand equity, okay, the marketing talent, for instance, or the other aspect of human resources, okay, or the business process, financial resources, the patents that they have, okay, the customer relationship, for instance, okay, if they have strong access to customers, for instance, that is an asset, okay. Their location in the case of retail industry, for instance, if, in retail industry, location is key. And people say that the product may be mediocre, but the product is, if their business is located in the perfect location, then it is a game changer for this business, okay? And opportunities and threats, and these opportunities and threats should be linked back to the situational analysis, okay? The favorable situational analysis go to your opportunities, the unfavorable one go to your threats, okay? Now you can also use the pestle analysis to help you analyzing this, okay? And of course, your competitors, either current competitors or future competitors, go under your threats, okay? So there are a few things in terms of the first elements, okay? And these questions here, use them as a guide, okay? The key point is for you is to use any tools, concepts related to analyzing the market situation, okay? Now we come to the brand strategy, the marketing strategy, if you like. And here again, please use the relevant tools, concepts that we've discussed in this subject, okay? So here you can look at the, you can address specific questions such as whether we need to reposition the brand, okay? If the brand is in the wrong positioning strategy, then we need to think about repositioning it, reposition the brand, and of course you need to show your justification, all right? And whether you need to seize a different target group, okay? You can look at whether the brand is in growth stage or introduction stage, and so on and so forth. And in terms of expanding the business, whether they need to consider a different target group, okay? And the resources for the brand, and the next one is basically about your vision in terms of longer term, okay? Where do you think the brand should be in the longer term, okay? So this will be the foundation thing for you to look at, okay? The basic thing that you want to look at after you develop the brand diagnosis, right? Now, if you do not want to change your positioning, if you do not want to reposition the brand, then you reinforce the positioning that you analyzed before, right? Here we analyze, our analysis leads to reinforcing the current positioning strategy. And you write that, you justify it, all right? And then you analyze the other aspects as well, okay? Right, so that's basically the second element. The third element, if you look at the content of the third element, they include your marketing program. Okay, your marketing program, your marketing mix variables. Okay, so you want to include 4 P's or 7 P's for this one. Okay, to support that, remember here we talk about the brand, the positioning. Okay, remember when you write a positioning statement, you want to show the target market and the concept that you want to promise for the customers. Right. And here, you want to deliver that positioning strategy with this marketing program, with these marketing mix variables, okay? That includes the product, price, placement, and promotion, okay? So here, you can also look at, use the specific concepts such as the 3 levels of product for products, for instance, and the pricing strategies. You can look at some pricing options. Let me just write it here. For products, for instance, you can look at 3 levels of product concept, for instance. Okay. For pricing, you can look at general pricing strategy, such as value-based, cost-based, and competition-based. Okay. If it is new product that you launch, you can look at price penetration or price skimming. Okay. Distribution, you can look at the 2 things in terms of distribution. You can look at whether you want to cover, you need to make decision about the channel strategy. Okay, whether it is going to be direct channel, all right, where you don't have a marketing channel or marketing intermediaries in between. And the other one is indirect channel strategy, where you assign someone to help you distributing your product. And the next one is hybrid. Then the other option is hybrid. Okay. Now the next one is distribution coverage strategy under your placement strategy. Okay. This one here, you need to look at the specific distribution strategy, such as intensive distribution, okay, selective distribution, or exclusive distribution strategy. Okay. And promotion is basically about your 5 tools. Basically, I would remind you to just a bit of reminder. You can use advertising, public relations, personal selling, okay, personal selling, sales promotion, and direct digital marketing. Right, so they're the 5 tools that you want to look to use to help you analyzing them. Okay, right. Now, people, process, and physical evidence. If you are pitching a service business, then please look at these 3 categories, right? These 3 elements: people, process, and physical evidence, right? People here includes all staff, right, that are involved in the service delivery for the customers. Processes includes the system, procedure to deliver service for the customers, right? Starting from, you can also include the how the customers place the order and how the order is fulfilled by the company. And physical evidence includes any cues that the company has developed to symbolize that the service is delivered for customer satisfaction. Okay, if you think about service, if you think about retail industry such as David Jones, for instance, the ambience of the store means different thing to the other store such as Target or Kmart, for instance. Okay, the window display, the logo, the brand name, the sign, the brand name that they put in the signboard, right? That means different things to the other store brands. Okay, so that's physical evidence. Okay, all right. So that's basically the 3rd element. The 4th element is the marketing metrics. Okay, now marketing metrics is actually quite simple. Marketing metrics includes 2 things actually. The first one is financial metrics. That includes sales and profit. Okay, and you can include the other financial tools such as the RI or EVA, economic value added, and so on and so forth. Okay, and non-financial metrics that includes or marketing metrics. Okay, that includes the market share. Okay, market share, brand equity. Okay. Customer relationship, such as customer satisfaction, customer relationship, that includes customer satisfaction, customer acquisition, customer retention, okay, customer loyalty, okay, and digital metrics, the new one, okay. We live in a digital world. You can also include the digital metrics. What are they? Well, they may include likes, for instance, or visits, traffic, okay, to our websites, for instance, okay, bounce rate, okay, how many, what's percentage of people visiting our website and they decide to leave the website just after a few seconds only, for instance. That's a bounce rate, okay. Shares, okay, how many, what sort of percentage of customers who visit our Facebook page, for instance, share our posting, for instance, all right, or post any comments, okay. Some companies also include more sensitive diagnostic in terms of comments, okay, whether the customers place positive comment or favorable comment or unfavorable comment or neutral comment, for instance, to look at a higher level, okay. Now, if you look at that, digital metrics actually include digital engaging elements as well in the business, okay. So if the customers are engaged, they may post a positive comment. "I like that product, fantastic, thank you very much, you are my lifesaver," for instance, with this product that makes your product has made my life easier, for instance. They post it in our social media campaign, for instance. That is fantastic, and they are happy to be our brand evangelists, okay. All right, so that's basically a few things, guys, in terms of the fourth element, the third element. The last one is about the report structure, okay. The report structure, you can use this one here, executive summary, introduction. So here you introduce the company, you introduce the product, introduce the industry, all right? What industry that this product or this brand is competing, okay? What product that the company has included in their offering, okay? So that's basically the one that you want to include in your introduction, okay? Now, executive summary, I know I skipped that. I'll come back to that one. But let's look at the other ones first, okay? Brand diagnosis, that's one that we discussed. It's similar to market situation analysis. This is the first element, okay? So you can use, again here, you can use any tools, relevant tools, concepts, right? The more tools or concepts that you use and relevant and you demonstrate that you understand those things, that's fantastic. In the BCG matrix, for instance, 4 or 5 forces, and so on and so forth, okay? Marketing strategy, okay, this is your target market analysis, your positioning analysis, okay, that includes your positioning map and positioning statement. Now, the fifth element is not the marketing plan again, as discussed before, because the entire thing is actually marketing plan, okay? So number 5 is not the marketing plan. It is your marketing mix variables, okay? So let's say it is the marketing mix variables, and here you should show that they are related to your marketing strategy, okay? And marketing metrics, the ones that we just discussed before. And lastly, conclusion, which is basically your findings, okay? What are the things that you find? So that's your conclusions. It should be related to your key points, your strategic insight here. What is the insights, right? This is briefly about the market situation. This is briefly about the situation that the brand is facing. This is the strategy that we propose, and this is the result that we expect, okay? Now, executive summary, as we discussed before, I skipped that topic because this is, although the executive summary appears on the top of the report, on the first page of the report, but we do that at the last, okay? We do this at the last, okay? The reason for that is because we can't summarize until we complete all sections, right? In other words, the executive summary is basically the element that the top executives look at because they may not have enough time to read the entire marketing plan, okay? So here we need to include the snapshots of key elements, right? So the snapshot of your brand diagnosis, right? So you need to be specific here, right? The brand is facing this competition, right? The 4 or 5 forces analysis suggests this, for instance. The BCG matrix suggests this, for instance, right? The industry the market, the industry overview suggests this, for instance. Therefore, this is our strategy. Okay. Therefore, this is our strategy. We want to position this brand here, like this, for instance, right? And to support that positioning strategy, this is our marketing mix variables, okay? And we expect to deliver these metrics, for instance, okay? All right, so that's basically your report, basically, okay? Now, your presentation, okay? You decide who will present it, okay? Here, as online student, you submit it to the portal, you upload your presentation to the portal, make sure that you upload it to YouTube channel and or any other channel which is quite easy to download, okay? If you upload your recording, it may be hard for you to upload and maybe hard for me to download as well. Okay, it may take time for me to download as well. Okay, so yes. Now let's look at the presentation. It should not take longer than 10 minutes, right? That's roughly number of slides. Okay, so focus on the key points, right? A brief comments about the market situation, your strategy. Okay, your marketing mix variables, your metrics. Okay, now your presentation, please upload it on Sunday, week 11. Right? Please look at the timetable. Okay. Now we discussed this already. Okay. Look, I have allocated. I have assigned people to group. I have before I did that, I also allow you guys to talk to your friends to suggest to me, hey, I want to belong to this group. Hey, we want to set up a group. That's fine. I think so far I've only got a few people emailing me, hey, we want to be the same group, which is fine. I respect that, okay? And the other, since I haven't heard any, I made the decision to assign people to certain groups, right? And now, in terms of consultation time, we are going to allocate that as well using webinar tool like this one, and you can discuss with me any issues in relation to your group project. Let's say you get stuck with certain things, for instance, okay? And all right, now this is the team member charter. Thanks a lot for sending me the team member charter. And this is the marking criteria. Make sure that the key points in here is to make sure that you use the relevant tools and concepts and substantiate your argument with facts or data, right? For each item that you address in here, each topic that you address in here, all right? And good luck, guys. That's basically the assessment 3 briefing in detail, and all the best. If you have any questions, you can send me an email, okay?